What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. Just a quick fight breakdown of Wardley versus Justis Huni. A lot of people have been saying, hey, Huni is going to win this one. It's the wrong matchup for Wardley. I disagree. I know that Justis Huni is great at what he does. He's the better athlete. He's faster. He's younger. He's got better foot movement. He's a better boxer. But the only thing that I question is the chin. He's fighting a guy that's very heavy-handed. Wardley beats Clark in the first round. Let's not forget that. Basically stopped everybody that he's fought. The only person that went the distance with him was Clark. He's had knockout after knockout. Very heavy-handed. Justis Huni, he is undefeated, but he isn't really a big puncher. He's a great combination puncher, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, what I question is that he was hurt against Lorena. Lorena's a cruiserweight, okay? Watch round 10. Watch Huni's reaction. He gets hurt. Now, although Justis Huni is great on his feet, he is great at boxing, he tends to lean forward, sort of like a Caballero sort of style, likes to go for the body. He sort of leans forward, tries to read the hips, goes for the body, combination puncher. He knows what he's doing in there, but doing that against a puncher, he's going to get caught. So I think that although Huni's the better boxer, I just think that eventually Wardley's going to hurt him and finish him off. Let's understand that Huni's jumping in at late notice, just over a month to prepare. I just think Wardley's too strong, too powerful, and I don't think that he can take the punches. Had he been able to take the punches, then I would disagree, but he hasn't really been tested against a big puncher from what I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know that he is a great boxer. I know that he is a great mover. I know that he's got great stamina. He's got great combination punching. He's overall a great boxer, but this is the heavyweight division. This is the division where one punch changes everything. And I don't think that he can avoid a punch from, a clean punch from Wardley for the whole fight. Wardley's a guy that he's very hungry. He's very determined to land. He's a guy that does fight on the front foot. He's a guy that eventually will catch you. Fighting at home with that sort of hunger. Like I said, he's just had a full training camp. I'm expecting him to really hurt Huni, I should say. Unless Huni can get Wardley on the back foot, because Wardley's not really a good back foot fighter. Like I say, all he does is comes forward. He likes to come forward. He likes to measure and take over. Huni, on the other hand, he likes to box, outclass, move around. But like I said, he's got a habit of leaning forward inside the pocket. He likes to lean forward, read the hips, go for the body, let his hands go. So I mean, had Huni been a better puncher, then I would maybe change my mind. But I just think that because Huni's not really a big puncher, I don't think that Wardley will have a problem coming forward. I don't think that Wardley will have a problem landing one of those right hands. Huni's got the youth, he's got the quickness. Like I said, he's a better athlete, but I just think that Wardley, with the full training camp, I think that he will end up landing on Huni when he does lean over the pocket. I think that Wardley's going to catch him, hurt him, and knock him out. That's my take anyway. Leave yours. I don't see Huni surviving the fight. If he can take the power, then Huni wins for sure. You know, he wins on points, but I just don't think that he can. I don't think that he has a big enough punch to keep Wardley away at home. You know, so for that reason, I'm going Wardley knockout round 8. Leave your take. Look forward to the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.